Welcome to another episode of Badnecklace Unclasped, aka the Badnecklace Show. And this week, I'm broadcasting to you from on location from my mom's house, because so you will not see this backdrop very often. That said, this week I'd like to talk about Days of Our Lives and its 50th anniversary year. Congrats, Days, for making it to 50. Unfortunately, I feel like fans, longtime fans especially, haven't had as much to celebrate because, I don't know, Days' idea or their theme for the 50th anniversary seems to be three funerals and a wedding. Not that I know if anyone's getting married because everyone's dead. They kind of kicked it off, killing off Sammy's son, Will, who, for those of you who are familiar with the show, was an out gay young man in his 20s who was married with a child. And also when he was just in utero, part of one of Days of Our Lives' most famous storylines, where Sammy tried to break up her sister Carrie and Carrie's boyfriend Austin, and got pregnant by Austin, and anyway, it was a whole lot. It was a lot of Days history, and Days of Our Lives was like, let's have him get killed by a serial killer. Mazel tov. And you just kind of go, why? So on the heels of that, they've already moved past Will's being dead now. That's old news. And they killed off Bo Brady this week. And I know people who don't even watch Days of Our Lives know who Bo Brady is. Bo and Hope. That is, to many non-soap viewers, Bo and Hope is Days of Our Lives. Just like Luke and Laura were General Hospital. And so the actor who played Bo had left for a while. And leaving Hope sort of unmoored. And they kind of paired her with another guy who turned out to be psycho because, when a pairing doesn't work, apparently that's what you do. You make him into a psycho. And he got killed off also. So I think that's the 3 deaths. So right after he got killed off, they decided to kill off Bo. He's back, big 50th anniversary return, yay, Bo's back. And then he died in a garden in Hope's arms from an inoperable brain tumor, as you do. And I don't mind, in theory, Bo dying, because clearly, they were kind of just done with that storyline, and it's nice to bring Peter Reckell back to wrap things up. But does it have to be this whole drama where Hope was going to marry this other psycho, and then Bo just kind of dies in a rose garden or the park of a brain tumor? Especially since Bo, as a character, actually had pancreatic cancer several years back and had to have a groundbreaking soap opera pancreatic partial transplant from his daughter Chelsea. Why couldn't that have just returned? Because pancreatic cancer on its own is very terrible, and in real life, people don't usually survive it. So he could have easily come out of remission, told his family members after he was held captive by villains and chained up for months, come back, had his pancreatic cancer, had a weepy hospital bed farewell with everyone, and then bequeathed Hope to her new hunky love interest, Ray Fernandez. Who some of you will remember, Galen Gehring played Luis Lopez Fitzgerald, best name ever, on Passions. And I'm totally okay with Hope hitting that, repeatedly, like a fist, jump on it like a trampoline girl. But if only they had wrapped up Bo and Hope's epic romance with just a little more history in mind. And the same thing with Will. If you want to get rid of the character, just write him off. He and his daughter and his husband can get written off into the sunset, go off to Europe, adopt a puppy. There is no reason to have these quick, lazy deaths. That's not the kind of anniversary a soap fan tunes in for. So that's my thoughts on the deaths of our lives. But on an upbeat note, I read a great book this week called Tiny Pretty Things by Sona Charaipotra and Dhonielle Clayton. It's a young adult fiction. It's like Black Swan meets Pretty Little Liars, with all these girls in a ballet school who are so desperate to succeed that there's all this skullduggery and backstabbing and bullying and scheming against each other, and a lot of psychological head games. made me really glad that I'm a couch potato who's, you know, only lasted in dance classes for like 5 minutes, because it's cutthroat. And Sona and Dhonielle do such a great job with the writing. And it's just so soapy, and it ends on like a massive cliffhanger. So good news, there's a second book coming out in 2016, so you don't have to wait long. I highly recommend it. Like if you just need something where the pages are going to turn and you're invested, and you know these are complex women. They're teenagers, but they're not fighting over boys. You know, they're fighting over things, deeper things. I mean, they're also fighting over boys, let's be honest. There's some boys in there. But it's just, I don't know, it's vicious in a really entertaining way, but also in an empowering way, because you're seeing these women, these young women, take their lives and their ambitions into their own hands. I know it kind of makes me sound like a sociopath to be like, you should totally read this crazy ballerina book where they're all backstabbing each other. But it's compelling. It's like the same reason I raved about Jessica Jones. It's like I like seeing different layers to women and not the same characters over and over. And I just think that Tiny Pretty Things encompasses that, that depth and that breadth, that, you know, women aren't all one thing. So yeah, that's what I've got for this episode of the Badnecklace Show. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.